a full recap and review on Seismic Dance Event. I just attended my very first Seismic Dance Event in Austin, Texas. It is a 3-day house and techno festival. So we're gonna get into the ins and outs of this festival, and at the very end, I'm gonna tell you if I recommend for you to go or not. So, Seismic is held every November for 3 days. So in this case, Seismic was November 14th, 15th, and 16th. There's 2 Seismics actually. So this is the fall edition. This is the main one. So it's a 3-day festival in November. They also have a Seismic Spring or Light version, which is a 2-day condensed version. It also doesn't have as many stages or full-on production like the Seismic that takes place in the fall. And if you want to see what Seismic Spring looks like, I did vlog that, so you can go ahead and check that video out. And this festival takes place in Austin, Texas at the Concourse Project. And if you don't know what the Concourse Project is, the EDM venue here in Austin, it's a giant warehouse. So that's where a lot of the shows take place on a normal basis. There are other venues around Austin, but the Concourse one is like the heart and soul where a lot of huge, diverse artists comes. Indoor, like giant warehouse. So that's part of the venue. So there is a stage inside the warehouse, and then they use the grounds around the Concourse Project to make up the rest of the festival. And if you want to see that in its entirety, I already filmed a venue tour, so you can go ahead and check that as well. Ticket types. There are 2 different tickets that you can get for Seismic, GA and VIP. So I initially bought a 3-day GA ticket, and then I upgraded on Sunday. So I already did a breakdown on GA versus VIP and which one is worth it for Seismic. So you can go ahead and watch that video for a much more in-depth, detailed review on both ticket types. Just to go over the cost really quick, when I bought my GA ticket, it was on tier 5, and that cost me $318.59. And then to have a Sunday upgrade, that cost me $124.05. Now, if you go straight for the 3-day VIP ticket, I remember it was at least $500. So just keep that in mind. Accommodations, where to stay when you come for Seismic if you're not a local. Thankfully, I am a local in Austin, Texas. This is my hometown, in case you didn't know. Born, bred, and fed here. So I'm a local, so I stayed home. I didn't need to book any accommodations. However, if you are coming in from out of state, out of town, there are lots of hotel options. So the Concourse Project is damn near right next to the airport pretty much. So there are a lot of hotels in the area around the airport vicinity directly, but then along Highway 71. There's a Waffle House like close by, and around there are so many hotels nearby that would be like a 5-minute drive from there. If you think about airports, they're kind of like in a different, like off-beaten path part of town. So there's not so many like residential neighborhoods around that area. So if you are more of an Airbnb person, then I'm not sure if there's like Airbnbs around the area. Of course, this is Austin, so there are Airbnbs around the majority of the city. Fairly easy to get around Austin. So even if you wanted an Airbnb somewhere else, it could take you maybe 15-20 minutes to get to the concourse if you picked one in a close enough neighborhood. Transportation, how do you get to and from the venue? The 2 options are drive yourself or ride shares. There's a shuttle system, but not really, so let's get into that. I drove myself and I parked on site every day, and I paid right when I got there, so that cost me $43. Now there was a prepay option, and that was like $52 because I guess they put you like in a premium spot of the parking lot. So I just paid on site every day, $43. They also have a little bit of a cheaper option that there was a separate parking lot for I think $32. That was a 5-minute drive away from the concourse. So if you parked at that one, then there would be a shuttle that would take you to and from the venue. But I just like to eliminate the middleman. I pay for my convenience, so I didn't mind spending a little bit more money to park directly on site and just take off the shuttle. So that's the only shuttle system that Seismic does offer. And on their website and Instagram and all that, they say we strongly encourage Ubers, ride shares, things like that. But since I'm a local, I just drove myself and didn't have any issues like getting into the festival or getting out. One of the nights I left when the festival closed, because sometimes if everybody's leaving at the same time, it's going to be crazy and traffic getting out. Like I didn't have any issues. So coming and going to and from the festival was no problem at all. Since I didn't do Ubers, I can't speak for Ubers. I don't know how much Ubers were costing. I didn't know if people had to wait long time for them. The driving and parking situation was not an issue at all. The lineup. Seismic is a house and techno festival. I am a house and techno raver. Of course, I wanted to go to this festival And the two names that got me hooked, because they're two of my top artists, are Eli Brown and Adam Bear. Obviously most excited to see them, but the other names, there were so many good people on this lineup, like Anna, Charlotte Duet, Funk Tribute. Like, just look at this stacked lineup, just so much incredible talent. And I thought Eli Brown was gonna be my favorite set of the weekend because he's my #1 artist, but Adam Bear, he's my second favorite artist, so it's okay. But Adam Bear, that I watched the entirety of it, start to finish, the full hour and a half, a phenomenal set. And I'm so lucky that I was right up at the front for that unobstructed view. I could like reach out and touch him if I wanted to. Like, that was a phenomenal set. There are 5 stages that make up Seismic. So the volcano stage is inside the concourse center. Then there's the tsunami stage, which was the main stage. We also had frequency and the techno bus and a secret stage. Tsunami, the main stage. There was always so much room out there. I never had an issue being around people. For Eli Brown's set, I just walked right up from the side and got on the rail. And then I caught a little bit of lane 8 and I was able to shuffle. And I posted that video on social media and I had so many people commenting like, look at all that room. Like, I also don't get deep in the crowds either, but the fact that like I could walk right up to the rail if I wanted to, or have plenty of room towards like the side back, was great. I'm sure the more deeper that you get in or the center, like there's going to be crowding issues, but I didn't have any problems in the GA section. Now, if you get into the VIP section for main stage, it's like a raised platform, like that does get a little bit crowded. And if you're not up against the rail, then you're going to have a hard time seeing. Towards the back of GA, you're going to have plenty of space, plenty of dance and be free and just enjoy your time without being like pushing into people. The volcano stage is inside the Concourse project, and the later that it gets in the night, there are lines to get in, and they do this because of crowd control. So there's a VIP section to get into the volcano stage, and then there's the GA section. All 3 days towards the end of the night, like the lines were long. Saturday, the lines were outrageous. Like, I know these people were waiting like 2 hours to get in. Like, it is crazy. I only went into the volcano stage early in the day when there wasn't any lines and I could just walk right in because like I don't want to wait in those lines. Thankfully, the artists that were playing inside the volcano stage, I wasn't pressed to see them because I've seen them so many times, like Gorgon City, for example. I'm like, I've already seen them. I don't need to wait in that line to go and see them. So that's just something to keep in mind. Frequency was my favorite stage. It's where a lot of the artists that I love to see played. That's where Adam Bear played. So it's a small stage and there's a downside to that. If you are not under the arch section of the stage and you're outside of it, the sound quality is shitty back there. You're not going to hear, you just hear all the people around you talking. So unless you're underneath that little arch, then you're not going to have as good of a time. Like when I would watch sets under the arch, it was amazing. I could only hear the music. I'm fully immersed in it. But when I noticed that I was in the back, just hearing everybody around you talk, and it was low. So that was a downside. The techno bus, damn it. As cool as that was, it's a bus. Obviously limited capacity. So the line, I waited in that line an hour on Saturday to get in. That's just kind of shitty because it is such a cool experience. But I'm like, you're putting these really good techno artists in this bus and people are waiting an hour and a half to get in. And then there was the secret stage and it was like kind of like towards the back. You wouldn't know that that's there unless you like went to go find it because it's in a shipping container, which is kind of cool. I didn't know any of the artists that were playing in there, but every time I went in there, like it was fun, like upbeat, super dancey house music. Festival food. There was nothing really outstanding about this festival food. It's the basic stuff that you would have at any festivals, like tacos, pizza, island noodles. The last Austin, Texas festival I went to was ACL and the food blew me out of this world. Like some of the best festival food I've ever had. So I did eat 3 of the days. I only vlogged 1 of them, but I ate a chicken protein bowl. Like that was okay. I ate birria tacos. That was delicious actually. And then I ate a birria hot dog. Not good. The tacos were good, but other than that, like nothing outrageous, nothing super memorable. It's just basic festival food. Like, I wanted pizza rolls, but they shut down. So I guess they ran out of food. I don't know. And for all 3 meals over the course of the 3 days, I spent $56.04. So it was standard festival pricing, but yeah, nothing worth really mentioning. The festival food was like any other basic ass festival food. The weather. In the middle of November, we're in Texas. During the day, I only went 1 time during the day. It was hot. super hot, dripping sweat, but at night it felt good. It's not chilly, it felt good, it was a nice breeze. So at night it obviously felt a lot better than the daytime. It was super dusty though, so kind of keep that in mind. Super dusty, a lot of coughing, black boogers. If you've been to festivals where it's super dusty, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So daytime hot, nighttime, it felt great. Cell service, always talk about cell service. I didn't have any issues texting people, so no problem with that at all. Never lost service. I feel like the last couple festivals I've been going to, I did lose service, and I didn't try posting, so I don't know about that. I was living in the moment. I put my phone down, didn't even take my camera. I wanted to go back to my raver roots. I started raving in 2012 when you could enjoy the festival, not capture content to post. So I didn't try to post, so I have no idea if posting was working in real time or not, but if you were just trying to make calls or text somebody, no issues there. What is the crowd like? So this is a house and techno festival. So it's a house and techno crowd. This is my third house and techno festival of this year. Like I already mentioned at the beginning of this, I'm a house and techno girly. So in general, I enjoy house and techno crowds. I went to a festival in Detroit. I went to a festival in Croatia and now Austin, Texas. And the crowd is always more chill in my experience. More chill. They're there for the music. It's not just a bunch of people that see the festival online and want to go and get fucked up. Like house and techno lovers are there for the music. I met a few people throughout the week and everybody's super nice, super chill. I didn't see any drama. I didn't see any sloppiness, and I never do at these festivals. Now, the interesting thing about this is the first house and techno fest of the three that I went to where the crowd was a little bit younger, and I don't know if it has anything to do with it being in Austin, but the festival in Croatia and the festival in Detroit had a much older crowd. I'm 35, and I notice at these types of festivals, the crowd's usually 30s, 40s, 50s. Here, I did notice that there was a lot of younger people, which is just different from what I've noticed before. But overall, everybody was a good time. Like I said, no drama. Just house and techno crowds are no nonsense crowds. We're there for the music, and if we make friends, cool, but we're there purely for the music. What do people wear? So like any other house and techno festival, that if you've ever been to one, a lot of people wear like streetwear, comfy, casual, a lot of black. You're gonna see a lot of black. I wore black all 3 days of the festival. You're gonna see a lot of like combat boots, shorts, tanks, baggy pants, big t-shirts, just comfort. You see a lot of that. Now the like over the top, colorful, kind of loud pieces, a lot less of that. A lot less of that. Now, at the end of the day, you need to wear what you want to wear and what feels comfortable to you. But the majority of the crowd, like at most house and techno festivals I've gone to, kind of all wear the same thing, like more casual, comfy, black. Still cute, of course, but you're not going to see a lot of over the top color and things. You will, because people should always wear what they want to wear, but that's not what the majority of people wear. Extras in this section, I talk about like after parties, merch, things like that. Seismic does offer after parties. I didn't go to any of them, and they have them every day at the venue. The after parties take place inside the concourse project, the warehouse part of the section. So what they'll do is they'll kick everybody out and they let everybody back in that bought a ticket. So it's not included in your festival ticket. You have to purchase that ticket separately. So I didn't do any of the afters. 2 shows a night. So like the first night, Enrico San Giuliano played, and so did Charlotte DeWitt. So they're the ones that did the after. I think they end at 4 a.m. I think they go from like 2 to 4, 2 to 6, something like that. So they do offer afters. It's just a separate ticket than your main ticket. I did buy merch this festival, so let me show you. This cost me $70. So on the front, it says Seismic Dance Event. And then on the back, it's a lifestyle. So that's like their little motto. And if you can see the jewels and gems on this, so pretty. So, and then something else, just kind of like a random miscellaneous thing to talk about this topic, is that I saw that on Sunday, I went there kind of early. I was there like at 3, 4, and I saw that they were doing yoga in the secret stage, which is a shipping container. So that was cool to see. I don't know how to go about that. I feel like they probably announced it on their Instagram, but yeah, so that was just something cool worth mentioning. The dislikes. What did I not like about Seismic? So my biggest complaint about Seismic, I only really could use 2 to 3 stages of the 5 stages at any point in time. So I already went through the 5 stages. You had to wait in line to get into the Techno Bus and the Volcano stage. So the 2 stages I predominantly just stayed at was main stage and frequency. The secret stage never had a line, and the music was nice in there, but they never had any artists that I wanted to see in there, so I didn't really go to that stage. And then the techno bus was cool, but waited an hour to get in on Saturday. And then once the lines got thick at the volcano stage, I just didn't even try to go in. So that's my only complaint. I get it. Capacity, crowd control. I had a friend that told me about this before I even went. She's like, there's going to be a line to get inside. So it looks like this has always just been a thing for this festival these last couple of years. I don't know what they could do to make it better, but that's just my only complaint, is that I only really experienced 2 of the stages just continuously out of the 5. Like I said, as cool as a techno bus was, like it's just so small, like maybe fits 60 people in there. So if you're gonna have a techno stage, like it should be a proper techno stage. Now, what did I like about Seismic? The music, of course. The music first and foremost. Seeing 2 of my favorite artists in one weekend is always a plus. Just being so up close for Adam Beyer was an unreal experience. That was the best set of my life for Adam Beyer. So that's just my top thing that I liked the most. I also like how small and intimate this festival is and easy to navigate. So I guess it's classified as like a boutique festival. No, the production isn't over the top like an Insomniac festival, for example, but I don't even be going to Insomniac festivals anymore. So there's that. Now you know where I stand on that. It's just so small and intimate, and the people that go to this type of festival, like they're there for the music because they truly love it. I liked that the people there were cool and easy to get along with and talk to. No nonsense, no drama. And I like that it was in my hometown. Like I'm living in Austin at the moment, so it was easy to get to and from and navigate and all the things. Now, do I recommend Seismic? Yes, I do. If you are a house and techno lover, I looked back at past lineups and I feel like it just keeps getting progressively better and better. So if you are house, techno lover, then yes, you will absolutely love this festival. And I've already mentioned, like, there's no over-the-top production. It's small, it's intimate, it's easy to navigate. So if you like that feeling, and as long as you know what you're getting yourself into, right? Like I've explained to you the things I didn't like. I explained to you what this festival and what it's like and how it operates. So if you like house and techno music, if you know that it's going to be a small, intimate, more feeling, not some over-the-top production, and if you know that some of the stages are going to have lines to get in, like you're aware of everything, then yes, absolutely come. And also, Austin's just a great place to visit too. If you've never been here, or if you like coming here in general, Austin's a fun city to visit. Now, I normally have a no repeat rule, but I would repeat this festival because I did like it a lot. And I think a lot of it has to do with like it being in Austin. Like I'm in my dad's house right now, right? Like I can come and stay here, drive myself to and from the festival. So I would do this festival again, but overall, like I had a great time and I recommend that you go as well. And this is the final video in my Seismic series. This is the 4th video. The first video is a venue tour, and I also filmed a 1-day vlog, and then I compared GA to VIP. So if you want to see the full Seismic series, go ahead and catch up on all of that. And before I close out the video, I did want to mention my shirt. Pretty Lasers is a Latina owned and operated company. You need to go check it out. Let me show you the back. Hopefully you can see it. The back says Techno Cumbia. If you were a Salinas fan, anything for Salinas, you know her song, Techno Cumbia? So damn good, so fun. If you want to support a Latin-owned and operated rave company, check out Pretty Lasers. I went ahead and linked them down below. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in to my Seismic series. It is November right now, and that is the last festival of the year. Went out with such a bang, truly enjoyed Seismic. I'm glad that I took a few days to fully just immerse myself in the festival, not worry about content. I'm closing out the year strong. I had a fun year of raving. I'm gonna do a full recap on all the festivals I made. I'm gonna make my 2026 festival bucket list coming up soon, but thank you guys for watching. I'm going to Denver for my birthday, which is in December, so maybe I'll vlog that. Either way, I'll see you in the next video.